And yeah, well, my chopper's blades are not spinning as you can see. Sunset is beautiful, and Death is on its way to reap some souls. So, Death, how do you feel about all this? What we're gonna do in
I'm
the next 20 minutes?
I'm gonna disappoint the people by informing them that there is no afterlife. It's just cardboard boxes. Everyone gets put in a cardboard box. That's how it is. Sorry. There is no one true religion. It's just a box of nothingness. So sorry to disappoint all you people out there, you know. But hey, that's what I do. I just disappoint. At least according to my mum and dad and ex and everyone I've ever met. Anyway, I'm fine.
Okay, quite honest review here. And before we talk to the
Oh.
guy, let's prepare ourselves to the great problems that we're gonna have here. In case
Are
someone
we going
actually...
to make friends with
Place in mind
explosions?
for our Sicario friends.
Yes.
Wait, let me place a mine.
No, get away from my mine.
Run.
I'm placing a mine for our Sicario friends.
That is not gonna end well. But mines are our
Oh,
friends.
mine's
Mine
fine.
here.
Wow. That's, I don't know if that's reassuring about the mine or...
I'm not too sure about it actually. Okay,
Put a
let's
call to the
call in
rebels
some.
for some reinforcements.
Do random NPC vehicles set off mines? If yes, then we may have an issue.
Yes, they do.
Let me place a mine over here.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I think we just
So I was
lost the mine,
thinking.
right?
I lost one, don't worry about it.
Yo, I'm planting a mine.
We only took one with it, so it's not an issue. I was thinking, actually, you know how the other day we briefly covered how people play this as a bit as a military sim, and in the previous some of your videos you sort of gone a wee bit into the realism of this.
Yeah, continue on.
Well, if anyone caught our last stream, or if anyone seen any videos, the spawning of vehicles is really erratic. So much so that you can be, you know, we spawned a plane last time, and you remember where it landed, and it just spawned
It
on a
landed
helipad.
right in a unit base, yeah.
On a helipad. Which doesn't make any sense. And that's what I was thinking. How how people sort of say, oh, we'll play it with spawn vehicles off because you don't have this function. There's sort of arguments for pro and con of each. So I was just gonna say, when we've done this, do you wanna have a quick pro con sort of quid pro quo and figure out the pros and cons for the common ways that we have seen people play this?
The rebels say Chavez is the real
I
deal.
think we can definitely look into
It's
this.
a dead man walking. The cartel is not going to let this slide.
Do whatever it takes to keep Chavez alive. That'll show the rebels we're serious about stopping Madre Coca.
On it.
Okay, let's dig in.
I have a dream today that all drugs will be sold legally.
Oh,
I think that's what he said.
Listen closely. This attack against us says something else. If Madre Coca must send her sicarios to silence me, it's because she fears what I have to say. Queda claro.
That was some
Madre Coca is afraid of what will
amazing
happen if
stuff.
the people of Tabacal all rise up together and defy her.
Yeah,
Why?
Did you see that?
Without us,
I
there's
saw.
no harvest. Without us, she's got to
Tango
do
down.
nothing. The way ahead is dangerous. That much is clear. But it is the way to a better future for all of us. Nuestra gente. Our sons and daughters deserve better than a life of fear and servitude. I, for one, will shed my blood for the Sheikh.
Drone is up.
Will you?
I asked the rebels to do a recon of the area.
Find your courage, valor. Do the right thing. La decisión es suya.
Sending our intel on enemy positions.
Pauls? You need to see this.
See what?
Go and take a drone and fly it over the water and tell me if you see boats spinning around and around. Actually, they're coming this way.
Boats.
Oh, never mind, they're stopped. Literally, on the water, there was two boats entwined in one, both exploding. They were doing some sort of dance across the surface. It was really, really fantastic. You should have seen it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's like, you know, seeing whales.
Everyone on the ground, get down!
You know, when people say seeing whales are so majestic, it was like that. Just dancing boats. Thank you,
And,
Ubisoft, for this.
Drone is up.
I asked the rebels to recon the area for us.
Tango's coming in. Behind us. Sweet.
Hey.
1,000 points. I did not expect that, but I'll take it. Also, I think all these mines was a little bit too much.
I can never have too many in the mines.
Yeah. Okay, let me just throw in some info about our game here, and we should be good to roll. Okay, right, so hey, oh, we have the first comment yet. Man, please forgive me if I spell your name wrong, but it's like Vicili? Damn, I'm so bad at spelling names that are not well.
Hang on a second, I'm having a look. Let's see.
Actually, this was the guy who posted a comment under our, well, my last video, where I talked about the immersive and realism, and to be honest, there was some very good points when it comes to it, and actually it was also in regards to weapon spawning and how to use that mechanic in the game to create more immersive world. So, to be honest, take your time, read through that comment. It is a bit of a read, but however, it actually brings out very interesting things we could actually test out and see if we can implement that.
That's what I was saying to Sally. You can never have too many mines. We just place mines all over the map. You know. But actually, this was something me and you were going to scientifically run about. And we never actually got around to it yet. Maybe we'll try and do that this video.
We'll leave a marker
It's
so the
something I
rebels can get
noticed
the
is when you
supplies
spawn
later.
too many mines or spawn too much explosions in this game, or explosives, they sometimes don't trigger. Especially like C4, you can plant C4, and I actually did a bit of an experiment myself. When I placed C4 at 50, 100, 200, 250 marks, and, you know, just sort of intervals, press the go button and just to see if it had a range. So, you know, there would be no real reason why C4 would be going off, but I noticed the more C4 you put down, it's like it can't handle all the explosions because you see remnant C4 that don't go off. I mean, they'll blow up if you shoot them, but if you press and hold the button to explode, it does nothing. So I don't know if that's a cap on something in the game or what. So I think we might want to try that.
We can definitely do that, honestly, but how about we just take a base and take it slow, see where we end up before we actually start doing science. And it's up to you, just choose a point and let's get there.
Okay, so we're going to go to third base and take it slow. That's getting mixed signals here, man.
Okay, let me give you a hand. So, there is some things around.
Alright, I've got one. A Stoner LMG A1 light machine gun. Down in the... I'm not even going to try and say that word. Pucara. On Sueno Mausoleum.
That's 13 clicks away.
I'm learning Spanish.
That's so far away. Actually, I already forgot where the mausoleum is, but right, anyway, I see it on the map.
13 clicks.
Yep.
We could fast travel and chat while we go to Pucara Charlie, or we could pick up some other stuff closer. Just I think that would be quite a good one to do slow, because it is a mausoleum.
There's not too many enemies there. Actually, if you just halo down on the roof, we're kind of good for that. And do you really want that stoner? We can do that.
I'm not attached to it, you know. I can take it or leave it. It's like dinner. I mean, what do you want? You know.
I asked Pacatari to send us a vehicle.
I think we'll have to go into the SAM territory and see how will they greet us. 13 clicks is not too far.
Oh, this is the best first day ever. First we go to third base, take it slow, and now you're taking me on a flight. Yay!
Yeah, fair point. Also, in regards to the C4 question, there is an answer. There's a cap.
Yeah, I see that. Although I managed to get up to 200 up in Koani, and I didn't go much further actually than 500, and it was still working up in Koani, but 150 in Aroa, or however that's pronounced. But
so Aurora. You know what I've noticed? So when you see a convoy that you really need, like food convoy, right, or fuel one, specifically later in the game, when you actually fast travel to the nearest rebel base or spawn point for you, when you arrive, that convoy suddenly has changed the designation from fuel to pick one. And you end up basically grabbing a chopper and just flying across the whole map so it doesn't actually change.
yeah, but this is actually what I was going to discuss with you about the realism. So since we're flying, I can maybe have a quick discussion about the realism and the way the people play this game. Some people who play this in their own scenarios, so they add their own integers to the game that don't already exist. So say for example, tier 1 mode, no HUD, no ghosts, no spawning, one weapon, or whatever caps they add on, and you can customize that. We've seen different people play that, and I'm not discouraging it. That's really good that people want to play this game, like, adding their own integers. That's really cool to see that people can come still back to games and play with their own integers and make the game their own. That's really cool. But what would be nice is if some of the mechanics made it feel more real. Because spawning that helicopter was a puff of blue smoke, and unless we are hired by Houdini, it seems a wee bit unreal. And sometimes when we spawn Halo, you've seen it, they spawn in the weirdest place. I mean, the other stream we did, the Halo did a backflip. because it just got tangled in an invisible wall, and it just, as soon as we tried to take up, it just did this backflip and blew up. One just blew up because something must have been tangled in a rotary that we couldn't see. I was thinking that the best way to do, like, vehicles would be, if you want to spawn one in, is it takes, rather than the cooldown time, it actually takes time to arrive to you. So you've got to kind of hold the LZ for like a helicopter, keep the position sort of clear for a helicopter to land, and then you kind of get a rebel with it. You know, or you get a rebel pilot or a rebel driver, but actually is physically in the vehicle to make it feel like that vehicle is being delivered to you. Not just a puff of smoke, but just something to make it more real. And I think that's maybe the argument some people use to not spawn in vehicles, is because it breaks what they're trying to push as a real world not really military sim, but maybe a simulant. What do you think? Do you think this is the argument they're using, or is it just because they're trying to make it as hard as possible?
I think it's just an argument, because imagine if you're in the middle of nowhere, right? So if you open the map, you go far bottom left, right? You get in the rockiest mountains. I do believe there's a Yeti sniper mission, which we might actually hunt down. It's kind of like a Easter egg, give or take. Imagine standing on top of the mountain and summoning a pickup truck. I want to see that rebel trying to scale that mountain with a pickup truck to deliver it to you, failing and blowing up midway. I mean, again, in terms of realism, there is certain things in this game that adds insane detail. So, for instance, your customization for character, right? You can have a ghillie suit like you have on top of your head, and if you select a feature like a cigar, if you look through the scope, you can see the smoke actually kind of covering up your scope from time to time because you're actually puffing a cigar. Things like this goes unnoticed. What we see is choppers flipping up. Also, we do have very good... well, I'm not sure about that SAM site looking straight at me, but I'm just reading the comments here, so...
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on them. I was going to come to that in a second.
Right.
We're not ignoring you. We'll come back to this. The Zealot. Yeah, that is actually hard.
Oh, we're getting...
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't actually even read the comments.
Okay, where do you want me to
So
land? That's the
you're gonna
question
have
here. Because we're kind of getting into the same territory.
Bug out? Or can we not really bug out without getting shot from the sky?
I mean, we can actually do our good old...
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Tactical and absolutely not weird touchdown on this thingy.
Okay, actually, okay. I do apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm gonna just go for Vasili. I'm gonna go for Vasili. Your last comment now. Usually I use whatever vehicle I find in the rebel outpost, and don't spawn anything unless I need specific transportation while playing Milsim. You have a mission regardless of the game narrative. That's a very good point. But the question is, in your opinion then, since you're commenting quite quickly, would having, say, a rebel drop it off, or a more realistic transportation of said vehicle, make that better for play? Because having the blue puff of smoke and having it just sort of drop out the sky in really undetermined areas is rather a distraction, especially if you're dropping it in the middle of a base. If it's a live base, people just sort of walk around like, oh, this is another daily interaction. Or sometimes if it blows up, you know, it kind of distracts from the whole mission of espionage or ghosts, just a random puff of smoke, and voila, you have a vehicle. Would having a rebel drop it off, that's what I was thinking, would make it a wee bit more lived in. Like, you know, like what you were saying, yeah. If you have some random rebel dropping off a mountain, you can maybe suspend a tiny bit of disbelief. But if you're just dropping vehicles from the sky, it's good to go and liberate what you want to use. But sometimes the missions don't go too planned, and you just kind of have to drop things out of the sky. Would having the extra function of, say, keeping an LZ clear for a helo or a crew to come and help extract you, would that not add an extra layer of realism? Because I think it would be quite good to have, even just for the game itself. It'd be quite a cool mechanic that since we already have Rebel support, there's not really much difference in having Rebel support and a Rebel bringing said vehicle. I wouldn't actually say it's too much extra coding. Maybe it is. I'm really not a good programmer, not a gaming programmer at least. So,
How are you
I don't
able
know.
to die so quickly?
Well, I've got like 4 heavies on me. And when I say on me, as in literally he is standing where my my man parts should be. But they're pixelated man parts, so every time I get up I take a couple down and just the rest of them just
Okay, that should
yeah,
help you.
that's a good point. The
Thank you.
I don't know if you're in the comments at the moment. Do you want to just go and read that last comment?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying
The
to...
Boviak. He's mentioned the Boviak from
Costa Rican Breakpoint. Yeah, Boyac system. That was interesting thing. Let me... Oh, wow, okay. This is a lot to read. Will you be okay to survive on your own? Let me just spot for you real quick.
I'm good. That's fine.
I asked the rebels to do a recon of the area.
Oh, you're definitely not good.
I'm fine.
I'm going loud. I hate the latency.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, I'm not good. I didn't realize how many people are out there. Ooh. And we have more coming. Sorry, I'm like you, I'm not exactly got the comments right in front of me, I'm jumping between.
Okay, I'm taking out the chopper and then I'm reading the comments. Whoa, hello. I shot the driver or passenger and the helo survived. How cool is that? Right, anyway, well, we have a target-rich environment here.
I'm gonna try and make it to the,
Yeah, just book it, man.
Okay.
I don't have a decent shot from here. Okay, anyway, good luck surviving. I'm gonna read some comments, man.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I must admit, Boyac system was kinda realistic when it comes that you have basically like an FOB for your own retreat where you can actually, do things like cook to increase stamina and whatnot. However, there was one tiny problem with the Boyacs in general, which is how close they are to the actual enemies. Now, the whole narrative of Breakpoint is that you are basically with the rebels or outcasts, so to say, and all the bad guys like the wolves and Walker is kind of like on your toes, and they're trying to find them. The problem is that the moment you actually kind of go with them, like they basically you just flag yourself. Hey, I'm right here, like literally 150 meters outside of the base. I could actually just for fun reinstall Breakpoint and just point out those certain bivouacs that are literally right next to the wolf base, like the tiger base, absolutely, or the shark base. It's just ridiculous because with their patrols, with their drones
Yeah.
and everything else, it makes no sense that you are even able to be there, like a bivouac. It should be burned down and stuff like that. But again, you kind of need to give people something to have. Whoa, that's some Matrix moves for this guy.
Well, I mean, it was a bit more realistic, but Breakpoint did have a different story and a different mechanics, slightly, in that there was a lot more tech involved.
Yeah, but to
Drone
be
tech.
honest, Breakpoint could have and should have been basically Wildlands with mods. And this is what probably pissed a lot of people off, because there was things in Breakpoint. You saw the glitches. We actually discovered the bridge glitch where we were just falling through the bridge just because you walked onto the car or next to the sidewall. This will break your immersion. This will break your milsim experience, because imagine the whole squad sneaking up through the middle of the night and suddenly you are in the river. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen any tier 1 operators just falling into the river because they kind of feel like it.
Well, I did once spend a couple of hours with some Marines watching SpongeBob SquarePants, so I'm not going to say it's not out of the realms of possibility.
Okay, have you got your
Having fully grown
stoner or not?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. But having fully grown Marines shouting, "Aye, aye, Captain!" That was definitely amusing.
You should have seen how I tried to jump into the water but ended on the ground.
I actually did see it. I'm just equipping my medical drone.
And this actually begs the next question. Base jumping on both Wildlands and Breakpoint. I must say Breakpoint is guilty at the same thing. If you jump from the wrong rock or you walk off from the wrong rock, it will try to basically open up the chute for you, and you will end up in the rock and it will kill you instantly. Also, the same thing happens in a ghost mode in Wildlands. That's why people are avoiding to jump out of choppers, basically, because the chopper can kill you mid-air by the way how the physics work, that it suddenly just like smacks you on. It's those little tiny things that Ubisoft actually never fix, which is very annoying, to be honest, and I don't know why.
You said it in the one word in that sentence, Ubisoft.
But Ubisoft, I mean, look, it's 2021. It's 4 years. People are still jumping back in on Wildlands. There's a reason for it. We have Breakpoint, right? Breakpoint is on sale constantly, free weekends and all this stuff, but people are still playing Wildlands. There must be a reason for it.
I'm not saying they're bad games, and I'm not saying the programmers are bad, but in any way. I mean, I said previously that some of them, I don't know if that's been discussed, but in the making of this game, how they actually got the geography and scenery for this game was very well done. They did their homework, and they tried to program some of Bolivia into the AI. Round of applause. Well done. Yeah. Ubisoft have done some really good programming, very good graphical work. Great. But this game is now 3-4 years old, coming up 4 years, we'll say, roughly. And yet, they don't really allow for much mods. Actually, I don't know many Ubisoft games that actually allow modding, to be honest.
I mean, technically, you can, well, I think I've seen some mods.
But given how aggressive the anti-cheating thing is,
oh yeah,
I don't know if you would be allowed to play that online. I'll change that. You'll maybe be able to have it single player, but to have multiplayer mods might be very difficult because of that anti-cheat program they've got running. I'm not sure if that would kick in. We don't want to do elsewhere.
Is that an RV or the main one?
I think we've done the RV, I think. Actually, given where we are, yeah,
We've received
RV.
word from Pakatari that one of his rebels might have discovered the
But we know what that'll trigger
Talk
if
to
we
the
do
rebels
that,
and
so
find
we
out what he
really don't want to
knows.
do
Oh, was that Bowman?
that. Yeah. Yes, you can write a novel as to why Breakpoint fails as a game and a JR game, yes. I mean, Ghost Recon has had a very long history, and I mean, Future Soldier was liked but also disliked because it was too futuristic, which we tried to fix with this by bringing it back into the real world. But they have some Future Soldier content, such as the cloaking bag that you can get, that sort of cloaks you like a predator, and there is some other tech. I mean, the eyepiece you get. I'm gonna go do some major intel up in
I've got some of them. Yeah, this looks like Fort Tabacao. That's quite a distance away, though.
But we will not ever see, apart from patch fixes, apart from the odd bugs that are fixed, very seldom do we see Ubisoft coming back to titles after a long period of absence. They tend to just let them sit, and then they release something as if you like this, you will like this. Like Amazon Shopping, if you've bought something that's even remotely similar, they'll try and plug it in. And yeah, Breakpoint has its benefits of being a semi-compatible game, where it has a decent enough story, had some pretty cool sort of events like Terminator event. Cool. By all means, that's quite clever, but it doesn't make it any less another clone of this. Because if you just, I mean, as you've pointed out in one of your previous videos, the AI is basically a copy-paste of this in Breakpoint, and to be honest, there's not too much difference in the actual, they kind of evolved a bit the character movement. If you watch the character movements between this game and Breakpoint, you can actually see a tiny difference.
Oh, there's
in
a
how
whole
the-
video about that. I think
Yeah.
one guy actually did the side-by-side comparison, movement uphill, downhill, driving, motorcycle, stuff like this.
But they also added in that sort of grapple mechanic / bolt mechanic / as you said, if you go on the wrong rock and you happen to fall / jump off, you're either going to go into a free fall when they're going to think it's going to need a parachute, or, I mean, whether or not you actually need it IRL, I don't know. But the game seems to think you need to. Yeah, I'm scared. You've taken me to the side of a road.
Drone is airborne.
Why?
Yeah,
What are we doing here?
They got alarms rigged up.
and I want to see if we can swipe a chopper, because just quickly, a quick in and out. I think I kind of remember this.
They got a
Yep,
generator
there is a
over here.
chopper.
Want to shut off their lights?
I got a
We
target
have
carrying
some guys
submachine
here.
guns.
I could just actually just sneak in, grab a chopper, see how it goes.
GRAW2 PC was one of the best GR games to me. Advanced, no, Ghost Recon AW. What's AW again? Is that Advanced Warfare's not Ghost Recon, is it? Advanced Warfare 2? Is that GR title?
No, there was one
No.
before. But that is actually one of the OG Ghost Recon series, and this is where people started to be very, very unhappy in regards the new series, because they kind of became, again, it wasn't tactical. It was like more casual. It needed to reach wider audience
some
for
light panels
people
here.
to not spend hours on a base. So when you look at the way we play, technically this base in, to be honest, let's assume, right, you're playing Future Soldier.
I shut off the
You
alarm.
had your camo, you had your magnetic sonar goggles. Even that, you would actually slowly go through because the patterns were changing. It was the advanced AI, the same engine they used in Quake, so the
Target
enemies
number 3.
are randomizing their path. There is certain patrols that were in the same place, but it took much longer. So in
Target is
this is kind of like a run through in comparison to OG titles. So
I got a second target.
282.
Well, the thing is, with
Can we team up on
OG
this guy?
titles, I don't have a clean shot. OG titles, they had to cram in, as we said previously, they had to cram in a lot to get it right,
I'm looking at
because
a
they
small
didn't
group of
really
tangos.
have the luxury of patching in the same way as they do now.
Tango number 3.
So in some of the older titles, when they weren't, doing active downloads every 4 weeks, every 6 months, every patch time, or depending on the game, they had to kind of make sure what they were shipping right stuck to what it said on the box. Now they seem to shift the mark to where the people should be expecting, just simply because something hasn't worked correctly the first time they tried to implement. Or, as we like to say
Tango
for
on
our
the
old
roof, Tango on the
workplace, what is a bug
Target
is
eliminated.
actually a feature. And it's not as a bug. Just if we can sell it right, then great. You've not got angry customers want to return products, and they think, oh wow, this is some fantastic mechanic that was never designed,
The drone
but
signal's
somehow
jammed. I can't see or
found
hear a
its
thing.
way in the game. We're getting jammed. So
Yeah, I think we're kind of okay
Yeah,
on the
man.
front side. There is one guy walking around. Reference alarm. Mid.
I see his red dot, but I don't have a shot.
Yeah, he's on a move. Don't take it. The front is kind of clean. I don't see an ingress point on the left hand side. There must be one, but everything is kind of
Kill
convoluted here.
confirmed.
They can go up. Reference water tower right hand side.
I think there is point of entry to the right. There's a set of stairs
Yeah, that's
to
right
the
next
right,
to that.
right. Water
Okay,
tower.
I'll keep an eye on you. Let me just reload. Chopper coming in. Leave it or let it?
Leave it. It's not. I'll
Cool.
catch it on. What are we here for again?
Chopper.
Helicopter, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. I knew that.
Okay, hold tight. I'm coming.
Um,
A good game with
but-
Ghost GRB graphics and animation with wildland story and open world. In regards graphics, so I do believe you were referencing that Ubisoft uses their own engine, which I believe is the Snowflake engine. And I actually have a video on my channel where I was testing Ghost Recon Breakpoint with 980, 980, 1080,
I found
Ti.
one.
I see, and 2080. And honestly, Ubisoft is guilty as using this engine ever since Odyssey. So, wait, what? Why are you dead?
Because I found a bad guy. Bad guy had
man.
gun went bang, bang, bang.
Okay, was it in a building
See-
or where?
Yeah, it's in the building. It's in the building. One guy top. He's coming out to the left-hand side of where I am. So he'll be near the helicopter if that helps you.
I have cars coming in.
I see.
Wait, let me place a mine. I'm placing a mine for our Sicario friends.
I think.
I mean, I don't. As future. Sorry, I just hit my mic there. Apologies for that.
Oh, my own mind just killed me. Nice.
Yay! Future of the Ghost Recon franchise. I don't see dying anytime soon. Reason is, and this is something else we've discussed. Ubisoft seem to now like this platform so much so that the Wildlands platform, or how this game was made, is now what we're using for everything, including Assassin's
I asked
Creed.
the rebels to send over a vehicle for us.
And if you ask why, how can you use Wildlands for Assassin's Creed? Just look at the drone, and then look at the bird. Look at the drone, look at the bird, look at the mechanics and the everything else, and you'll start seeing the similarities. They've got onto something that they can basically use as a cash cow. They can remodel these landscapes like they did Ragnarok. Because let's be honest, I don't think Ragnarok was probably going to be the original Assassin's Creed game. It just so happened to come out a couple of years after a very good release of God of War, set in Norse mythology. You know, it seems a wee bit weird that it would go for a Viking title.
I got this. I'll
It
pilot.
just didn't make much sense. Egypt kind of also didn't make much sense because, well, a lot of ancient history of Egypt is still, well, ancient history.
Well, yeah, but I
varies
mean,
per source.
they were using kind of historical accuracy on those games. I must say, the biggest non-historical accuracy was actually Odyssey. If you're a Spartan born and you don't have a shield, maybe I'm just impacted by 300. However, there is a very good comment in regards the feature, not the bug, and the next Ghost Recon game
Yeah,
can be
that's
the
what I'm
last
on
like they
about.
did with Splinter Cell series. Talking about Splinter Cell, I do have a beef with Ubisoft about that, how they fucked it up. So if you look at Splinter Cell Chaos, if you look at Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow, something that you will probably never get anymore, and then you look at Blacklist, that's not Splinter Cell. That's a very pretty, very easy, very straightforward game. And you have auto aiming and auto executions. Like we're talking like James Bond game Blood Diamonds. There was something similar. We talked this one weird infiltrator game that I don't even remember the name of, and this mechanic where you just collect kills and then you can automatically execute 3 people. It feels like Hitman. Like the Hitman Absolution, probably not the Hitman Absolution. Hitman or Hitman 2 had the same mechanic where you can tag the enemies and then you just do bam 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 John Wick style. That's not Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is about don't kill, knock out, use nerve gas, use tranquilizer. The gun SC-20 was the most iconic gun ever, and I do believe actually I have in my possession the cool assault rifle from SC series, if I'm not mistaken. Extra heroes, MDR, probably not. SC-4000, I still need to unlock it, but it's on crate. And
Hang on a second, I have one of those. Let me get out of the cupboard.
cool. So, honestly, Ubisoft done quite a few things right, but they equally did quite a few things a bit bad. And one of the things, again, they didn't really listen to the community. There was a point where they were taking on feedback, onboarding. Ghost Recon Wildlands, when it launched, it was a mess, okay? You could not properly play in multiplayer co-op, forget it. And even now, if you buy Season Pass, you only get mercenary content. You get maybe 1 or 2 guns for the single player. So, seeing people playing this on their own accord, with friends, ghost mode, co-op, easy, extreme, HUD, no HUD, all the HUDs, it doesn't matter. They are coming to something that was brought to Ubisoft. Hey guys, fix this. They actually patched it up to the level where you can play it, but we've seen the bugs. We have them on video as well. Like the medical truck yesterday. I mean, what was that about, right? Just half truck in the sand and.
Well, yeah, but even just like 10, 15 minutes ago when I know you didn't see it, but literally watching boats clash together, and they're flying over the water like, I don't know, it's some ice skate show. It was... The bugs are not completely gone. There's every now and again I seem to find myself, or we found ourselves flying through the textures, or
Eyes in a
falling
smoke
through the
tangos.
world.
Deploying drone.
I know this is not the only
Looking at a small
game,
group
but
of tangos.
that is the
Eyes
kill
in a
perk.
small group of tangos.
But oh, they even get an airplane. Yay. No, you're not right. Now shut up. Random. Just talk here.
Okay, I'm flanking left.
Yeah. I'll go right. But I mean, Ubisoft is not the only creator responsible for this. I know they do this game, and this is the game we're in, but this goes back to a conversation we were having where the future and the sort of where franchises and game developers are going seem to not be oriented around the actual game, but by the capitalist regime. So,
That tango's down.
hey, got it. Okay, weapons cases this side.
Yeah, so Ubisoft, same editorial team. Yes, I agree about editorial team. However, the developer teams, they've been jumping back and forth from Montreal back to the
Paris.
other.
This was Paris. Wildlands was done by Paris.
Yeah, but the Paris was also responsible for Unity, and that was a goddamn mess. Don't get me wrong, it still doesn't work properly.
Did you get the weapons case? Sorry, just before we jump.
I already had it, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Well, I mean, okay. I guess the plane did not want to take off there. Unity. I remember seeing posts back in the day of broken faces, just discorporated eyes floating, and the heads sort of inverting themselves. I think we all remember those images from Unity. But Unity, obviously, we've discussed this before, they released that free to download for a very short period of time after the fire in Notre Dame. And it did garner, it's the peak. I remember seeing a report that the peak of that download was one of the highest ever, well, at that time, for a free game to be downloaded. I think probably because it hit the news and everyone went, oh, I can get an Assassin's Creed title for free. But, you know, I think since then Epic Games probably have stolen that with the amount of free games they release in a month, you know. I remember when Epic actually gave away Star Wars Battlefront,
The rebels can send a team in later to pick up their supplies.
EA Battlefront, not the good old Battlefront.
This is Nomad. Go ahead.
I'm in position.
We're not doing this mission, man.
No,
Remember,
no, we're not. Not in tier mode, at
don't
least.
be heard, and don't drop any bodies.
We're gonna do this. We're turning off tier mode. Sorry, we'll probably get complaints now.
Actually, since we actually have someone who's playing on a milsim difficulty, right? No HUD or with some elements. So, Matchwood mission. I do believe you can actually see it on my screen now. So this with the Splinter Cell, one of the, well, little Easter egg bonus DLC content. Well, it's not really DLC, it's kind of like an Easter egg. And they took out the Predator. So what would you say is the actual infiltration for this? Because the only way we've managed to nail this is by just jumping into the pitch black darkness, landing on the roof of the building, and just doing it that way. Because every time you try to approach this mission from ground level, you get spotted from I don't even know where, like literally. So I would literally would want to see someone who takes its time, like has the right approach, because we actually haven't played seriously this game for a while, and we're kind of surviving. So I just want to see
I
the
may
different
have
approach.
actually done that on my own.
I did it before, but I wasn't on tier mode first of
No.
all, so it doesn't count in my opinion, right? We're talking if we would do this in tier
No,
mode, I would agree.
I tried to do it the other night actually on my own, just for giggles. I got like halfway down, and then kind of just gave up. I don't know why I gave up. I just think I was tired and like, I'll do this again.
But some missions do require you to either have the AI teammates or to actually have a human being with you. Because some of the missions you simply cannot do alone. Like you can, but it takes insane amount of time, and if you screw up, well, that's you. You basically can just restart the whole mission.
He's replied saying via the railroads. I know the way he's on about. I tried that a few times and I various degrees of success.
How do we have bad guys?
Shitballs.
Yeah, Unidad. On my side. I had various degrees of success with the railroad.
Okay. Get ready.
Do you remember going the railroad side?
You mean railroad to
ages
the
back.
right, and then go up, and then from that side, yeah. But then you end up on a little hill with a little bunker on top, and then you basically are screwed again.
It says he'll make a video on it. That'll be interesting to see that.
That will be interesting to watch, yeah. Okay, rebels are on it. Let's not get involved. Keep moving. They can hold their own.
I think there's a few. I think it really does depend how you play this, and I don't mean how you actually play the game. I mean the order of which you play this. Because
we have you in the danger close.
Get some.
I know. I've kindly put some bullets in there. I was missing some lead in my diet. Depends on how you play this, because one thing about this game is there's not a flow. It's something you can choose which levels you pick and at what time. Which means if you were smart, you could technically do all the really difficult missions not on tier. And you could pick and choose, because you don't really necessarily need it in the right order to do things. Yes, you need to unlock certain people to unlock El Sueño and get to the end, but theoretically you could do enough of that at a lower tier, or not grind to go up the tiers, or even have that tier mode turned off until you had maybe got to a point turn it on. So depending on how you play it, you could say that the Sam Fisher, the Matchwood, the Splinter Cell add-on sort of. I mean, you've got two add-ons. You've got Rainbow Six, and you've got the Splinter Cell sort of submissions that are not. And you have the other one as well. What was that? Oracle? Is that Oracle? Yes, Oracle. Missions that are references to their other franchises, yet not demanding for the main title, the main goal of this. We do not need to do that.
Just spotted one with
They're optional add-ons.
That's 10.
Which is fine.
Over here.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Confirmed.
Oh, you just decided to go at it.
Here's a hero.
Sniper on you. Don't have a shot. Come on, 50 cal versus fence.
Tango down.
Actually, that's a very good.
The alarm. What's our play?
Yeah, so stay alive and live ghost mode. Okay, go, 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 go. I'm in. Yeah, I must say, so when you play as a meal sim, so my question is, what happens when you get detected? Is the enemies actually homing in on you like instantly? Like, do they know where you are, depending if it's dark, thunder, and stuff like that? Does the same plague happens in like the ghost mode? That's my question, I would say, because ghost mode is technically already hard, so there's apparently no need to toggle the difficulty. It's already like, you know, enemies are aware and stuff. So my question is, how do they act?
That was a fucking
Yeah, and
hoot.
20 hours of
Nothing like
gameplay,
swapping
that's a
helicopter
painful
to bring
end.
a day into focus.
What the hell is going on here, man? Do you see that fight in the sky?
Yeah. Is that Unidad versus Unidad, or is that Santa Blanca one? No, just a little bit Santa Blanca.
I don't know, just
Oh
luckily...
no, Santa Blanca is white.
Oh, come on, Chopper. It's just... It's the Chopper's lucky day, man. It's just literally...
Round up, shoot the helicopter out the sky, win a prize, win a prize.
I can pilot.
Oh.
Yeah, 20 hours, man. That's,
Hey, are you seeing that Chopper straight in the sky? It's burning up now. It just exploded.
It's pretty.
Oh, now it finally falls to his doom.
You jumping in?
Yeah, give me two.
20 hours is quite, wow.
That is a lot. I mean, technically, when you just started, you have your introductory missions, then you go after the... I think it was the love couple.
Santa Blanca is manageable. Unidad is another story. Yes. Yes.
Agro Verde. No, the Oro. That should be Paolo and that little...
Unidad are like mosquitoes. You know, just swat at them and they just come back at you for more blood.
Ah, Yuri
look at the amount of look at this. Oi, look at this. Look at the amount of enemy vehicles down there. You see that?
That's a convoy.
Convoy of like two medical trucks there.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Do you see two, or am I seeing two? 'Cause I'm seeing two here.
Let me get the drone down. One of them is active, one of them is not too active.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well. One active, one not, but definitely 6 vehicles in total. 2 are definitely an ambulance, 4 support, and 1 showing active.
I mean, if you would shoot one of them, they would just start moving, to be honest. That's my guess.
Yeah, that are what fools were supposed to. Probably were. I mean, kind of get the feeling that Unidad just want a hug. You know, I think we should go up to him and just give him a hug from behind.
Yeah,
make love, not war.
When we are talking about Unidad versus Wolves, I must say Wolves and Breakpoint was a disappointment. When you go for previously the boss island, so to say, light them up.
Hey, I don't have weapons on this. This is a non-weapon chopper.
Oh,
I just want to see what would happen when I triggered them.
Well, what's gonna happen? They're gonna shoot us out of the air. That's what's gonna happen.
I'll outfly them.
Yeah, so Wolves. I would say Wolves in Breakpoint is kind of like Santa Blanca level. Yes, they do have helmets, but you can still take them out to the shot. I usually play it on realistic. I hate the tier mode or destiny mode in Ghost Recon. I think it's pointless. Oh, that was a nice drive-by.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually, There's this. Yeah, that is one of the things, I guess. I just like that gun is a gun
Flying
in
backwards
Breakpoint.
is harder than it looks.
Well, then don't do it, I guess.
Double convoy is a known bug. Feature while playing co-op. It's a bug. Feature. Yeah. You're right first time, thug. Excellent bug. Yeah, we have noticed that a few times, but normally I've noticed that at least there's been a few times when we've been playing, we take out one and the other one despawns, and then half time it doesn't despawn and it's actually available. So probably all part of the same bug feature. Need to really watch my vocabulary here. It's like getting demonetized on YouTube. Can't swear, can't talk about anything. You know.
It's a good thing we're not sponsored by anyone, so we can actually tell what we think. Also, if Ubisoft came across my channel, they would literally just sue me, I guess. I don't know why. I'm just outlining the things they've done wrong, and apparently that list is
No.
a bit.
They would hire you. They
No,
would hire you.
they wouldn't hire me, man. They don't
No, they'd
even
hire
give
you
me.
to shut you up.
They don't even give me access to beta titles anymore. So, I guess someone found my channel from there. Beyond Good and Evil 2, by the way, I signed up for the alpha access, and I got a nice email from them saying that no, which I was not really surprised about. Oh, what is this? P90. I want a P90. I'm going for P90. Yeah, I'm sorry. Someone got very angry at me carrying a gun.
Wolves are sentinel, speaking with Darth Vader voices. That's a pretty good description of the wolves, but unfortunately they're not Darth Vader. They're maybe like Kylo Ren's. You know, they're Darth Vader wannabes, but they're not Darth. Come on.
Tango on the roof. Tango on the roof.
No one can be James Earl Jones. No one's that cool. Apart from James Earl Jones, but if you got him to voice a character, you know.
Okay, let's grab the Jeep and get out.
Hope this thing's got plenty of gas.
Let's roll.
Where to?
Checkpoint Bravo.
We've got a full tank of gas. We have our sunglasses. Hit it.
Maybe you should turn on your NVGs because you just hit the wall, bro.
That's how we do it. Where we're going, we don't need walls.
I thought you have roads in Scotland, but looks like you're more of a nature person.
Roads weren't invented here until like the last year.
Let your local council know. Okay, just stick to the road. Okay, never mind.
I told you we didn't have roads. We have pavements. Pavements are where the cars drive. And you see the roads, that's where the bikes go on, especially in Edinburgh, because the bikes just take off everything. And I'm not talking about motorbikes, I'm talking about bikes.
Oh, so yeah, so basically we have a suggestion was to listen to ASQD channel. I've seen them playing, and my question is how many times they've replayed their bases, because the way they literally know the patterns, that's like, let's replay this mission for so many times.
I'm trying to read and drive at the same time. It's not easy.
Well, don't.
But I love the comments. That's where all the fun stuff happens. Or if you're on other people's channels, where all the torture begins. Hey, say something inflammatory so we can get a start of war. Comments there. I've always wondered.
I just like how you're just driving the smoking Jeep through while I'm just scouting first.
I got another. That's 5.
Okay, I guess true operators just drive a smoking jeep through the enemy lines and goes like, "Hey, here we are."
Smoke screen.
I mean, I get your reverse psychology. Like, no enemy would believe an actual ghost operator will be
I know.
attracting attention, and they think it's their friends.
And I made it. Without being detected. I'm just gonna wait here for you. That worked somehow.
This is kind of small base, to be honest, but yeah.
Don't take it away from me.
I got eyes on the sniper.
I hear some chatter around here.
Probably the sniper tunnel.
I took out the sniper, there's someone else.
I'm not. What is the weapons case?
Yo,
Weapons,
got a weapons case here.
is... Oh, P90. Nice.
Actually,
I
the
can
flycatcher
use this.
in Breakpoint as a P90 was a pretty good gun.
Mm.
Okay, what about the building to our right?
You mean the hospital?
Oh, it does have an antenna on the roof, so I doubt it's a hospital.
Oh, right, that one. Sorry.
But there's a sandbox here.
Yay, I want to make a sandcastle. You know me in that kind of sandbox too. Aww. Disappointed. We're from the power company. You haven't paid your bill. We're turning it off.
Recon by that mechanic.
Don't
Yes,
sweat it, guys. My
that
cousin's
is
a Night Stalker.
pretty solid explanation, actually. That's how you learn the bases and discover new ways you never knew existed, how to die and infiltrate, or both. Usually infiltration is first and then dying comes next. But yeah, that's actually is a good point, though.
I think there's a bit of RNG as well, though.
Definitely.
Minor RNG.
Yeah, in terms of the feel and the mood of the game, I must admit this does look quite realistically. Even when you are hovering, like the sound the chopper makes, which is, well, obviously muffled, but the lights and everything else, like the fog. I mean, I can't really say bad in regards to Ubisoft's artist department. They definitely know how to make stuff look good. If it works as well, that's a nice bonus. But again, it's one of those things that I guess you just need to suck up and live with. Okay, let's do one more thing before we call it a night, and I'll let you choose. I mean, I'm kind of close on tier 23 at this point, so you should be coming on tier 24. And you can feel my pain as well. So maybe let's just do something, I don't know, nice?
I was thinking we could have Greek for dinner. What do you mean? I have no idea what. No.
You can just liberate and destroy a sub if you want, but other than that, not really much in at least this immediate area. We can destroy a laboratory with one drone.
Take out the 2 labs that are refining
old
power on the
mission.
site for Santa
It's not
Blanca. Their loss will set back the cartel's cocaine production for months.
It's a B.
Let's do some
7.3 clicks
brush.
straight up.
Oh, there's a weapon to the left. 5.56 XI assault rifle. Very good. Point A.
Point A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's grab it. Sounds good. Oh, Sam Fisher was very not impressed by our skills. Oh yeah, when it comes to tier 1, but I mean, if you replay the same mission multiple times, I do believe at some point you need to basically restart the game because it kind of gives you less. I think the most popular one is in Espiritu Santo. If I'm not mistaken, it's the north one.